Hello, Kiss Army. I'm Pasquale Veri.
And I am Claudio Espera. Welcome to Let Me Know, a Short Kiss.
On a previous episode of Let Me Know, we expressed how excited we were for 2025 and specifically about the releases of the upcoming box sets and the Off the Soundboard. Well, the first Off the Soundboard came out. Claudio, I'm going to ask you a question. Before we get specific, I want to ask you a more general question. So in that episode I was referring to, we said that Pophouse had to come out of the gate strong. Mm-hmm. So with the release of the San Antonio Soundboard, was that the case in your opinion? Did Pophouse come out of the gate strong?
I have to say halfway, and I'm going to explain. I think it's great news that we're having an Off the Soundboard release for that era, for that tour, the Asylum tour. I like I think the price is okay, because that was one of many fans' concerns about, the price tag on those releases. Even though it's a bit more expensive than the previous ones, but this one, it's 3 vinyls and stuff. Why halfway? Because of, again, being exposed to this bundle thing with the t-shirt. So you are somehow forced to spend $100 US, and if you only want to listen to the music, well, maybe those records could be cheaper. Okay, and I know that we're going to touch on this later, but I don't think that the merch pays tribute to that era. I think they could have come up with something nicer, more quality. The thing that Pophouse was involved and is involved from now on releasing Kiss products, I thought that they were going to kind of step up. So again, just to wrap up, why halfway? Because I love, the fact that they released from that era. I never thought that they were going to release something from the Asylum tour, but the rest, it's far from being the desired, outcome from Pophouse. What do you think?
Okay, I have an analogy. So It's like changing a player in a football game, but the player is no better than the player he replaced. Okay. So that change doesn't actually change the outcome of the game. Mm-hmm. So when they came out of the gate with this soundboard, it was like, oh my God, here we go. This is incredible. No, they released another soundboard. It's like, okay, here we go. Here's another release. Now, having said that, we've been waiting a long time for another Off the Soundboard. We've been talking about it for the past year, and we've been hoping and expecting, and now we finally got it. I am not complaining. I am so happy that we finally got a soundboard. Now, they were talking about, oh, it's something that the Kiss fans are going to trip over. They're going to love it. It's like, you know what? I'm not one of those homers. I'm not one of those Uber collectors that have seen every show, experienced every audio, and I haven't, So I'm not really versed on everything that's out there. So I don't know that, oh, this is so cool because nobody has this. I don't know that. And personally, I don't care about that. It's just cool that we got another soundboard. That's what I'm excited about. Fans have been saying they were hoping for something in the 80s, specifically in Asylum. Yeah. And that's what we got. Yeah. Somebody is listening. I like that the soundboard is paying tribute to Bruce Kulick finally. I think that's fantastic. So no complaints there. And they changed the cover. And it's cool that now they have an image, but it's still in that like cardboardy look, like a bootleg from the first 5 that were released. So I think it was pretty cool. So generally speaking, no, I don't think they came out of the gate flying. They came out of the gate like previous releases
with a couple of tweaks there. Okay.
Yes, but you know what? I'm happy that we're finally getting something.
There you go. Okay. So a lot of fans seem to be upset with the exclusion of Bruce and Eric on the Soundboard merch. Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, listen, I wasn't upset, not because I don't love Eric and Bruce, but because I choose to look at it from a specific perspective. One, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I don't believe there was any ill intent here not to pay tribute to Bruce and Eric.
Okay.
I don't believe that for a second. I believe it's more of a rights issue.
Okay.
Now, I don't know the legalities of the rights here, but here's what I think is going on. I'll give you like a movie theater analogy. When a movie goes into the movie theater, the tickets for that movie goes back to the movie company. And some of the profits goes to the movie theater. But the movie theater is making money from the concessions and the video games. So the movie is attracting people to the cinema.
Yeah, to go to the, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And they're hoping that people are going to buy the chocolate and the drinks and the popcorn.
Yeah, and
that's how they make their money. So from my understanding, and I might be wrong here, Kiss Army, let me know. Universal owns the rights to the music. So they're the ones that is releasing the off the soundboard. And Pophouse, as a result of this, is jumping on board and releasing related merch. Right? So we said that we didn't want a bundle. And I think in the past, it didn't make sense. But from my perspective, I think it makes more sense now because, like in the movie theater, Pophouse needs to sell the merch that they bought the rights from. So now this album came out, add in a t-shirt, so they're guaranteed, Pophouse is guaranteed a sale, and then we're going to release this other stuff, but they don't have the rights maybe to Eric and Bruce. I don't know. That's why the t-shirts are like the way they are, the cards and the picks, you know. But I'm not going to get upset because I could choose to buy it or not buy it. Now, if you want to support Bruce and Eric, go to Bruce Kulick's website. He's got Asylum stuff being sold. He's got merch sold. Go see Loretta Carr. Buy some Eric merch from her. There's other ways to support them, you know? So this could be a good opportunity to send a message going, you know what? I don't feel that they were supported in this case. Again, it's because of rights, I believe. But you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity now to support them in this way. And I think that would make Loretta happy. That would make Bruce really happy. So I wasn't upset in the least about this because I had the choice to buy or not buy it. I don't. No, I'm sorry. I didn't see a problem with this. And you?
Okay. Well, it didn't make me upset at all. I'm not a big buyer of these things. I of course, I'm gonna buy the album. I didn't buy the bundle. It's kind of strange that well, we're gonna touch on this later about the CD, but to me it's still, I don't know. Maybe, as you said before, maybe it was a contractual thing, some legal stuff. I don't know enough, you know, just to say this. I don't know how that works with Universal, with Pophouse and stuff. But to me, it still looks a bit weird, you know, to have a T-shirt with Paul and Gene only. You know, sometimes we have T-shirts with only one member or the band or some kind of graphics. The fact of having Paul and Gene on the shirt, we're not gonna make a big deal out of that, right? So we understand that. So there's more important things happening than worry about that. But I think what doesn't like me actually is that what we said in the first question, they could have come up strong, a big change, you know, in the product conception and what's included. And I think they missed the boat once again. Maybe they're going to learn from experience. They're going to go try and error. But I think they missed a huge opportunity to have a great recording from that era and maybe combine it with good merch, with the four of them. But you're right. So of course, Kiss fans, we love Bruce and we love Eric, and if there's a way to support them, we should buy from them directly, and not wait from Kiss, because if not, we're gonna kind of, on every single product that they're gonna release, we're gonna scratch the surface and get more granular to see what it is, who's in there, who's not there. I think it all comes to the fact that we were so anxious, waiting for stuff, and the fact that they have this kind of miss, it's a little bit a disappointment for some people.
Yeah, and people are also complaining about the price that they're forced to pay $100 US for the vinyl because of the bundle. But no, the price of the box set, sorry, of the Off the Soundboard didn't go up. For 3 records at $70 is about right. The T-shirt was only $28, so it really wasn't that bad. But like you said, it would have been nice to be given the choice to buy one or the other. But I got to tell you, I got to be honest. If we weren't given that choice, that particular T-shirt, I probably would have bought it anyway.
Okay.
Because I also ordered the picks and the cards. Right. I want to start buying more stuff related to the record releases, and the price wasn't that bad, so I took advantage of that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So you mentioned the CD. Now, Mike Brunn posted that at the moment, Universal has no intention of releasing the CD version of the Soundboard. Yeah. And we heard nothing about the black vinyl being released. So as far as we know, it's only the colored vinyl being released exclusively on Kiss Online.
Right.
So what are your thoughts about this?
Well, again, it all comes to product conception and different variants. I think it's another big miss, not giving the chance to the fans to buy the CD when we had that on previous of the Soundboards. Okay, so people who are really only interested in music, and maybe they don't have a turntable, and that they just want to have a crisp, sound from CD. We're not given the choice now. So I hope maybe they're gonna review this thing. I don't know if they're gonna come up with a production series or something that maybe it's gonna come later. I doubt it. I think that for now we only have the choice to go with the color vinyl that comes with the T-shirt if you buy from Kiss Online. Then let's see what happens when the stuff is going to be released on Amazon or some record stores. But it's a big miss to me. That's it's confusing. You know what I mean? Unless they want to do something very, very different that maybe we didn't realize, we don't know about. Maybe something else is coming up later. But releasing only vinyls, it's kind of it doesn't belong to the series, because the series was always vinyl and CDs. Yeah. Okay, so why the change? But that's why I'm saying it's confusing. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so yeah, I was taken aback by that as well, but then I tried to give it a spin in my own head, in a sense. So listen, Off the Soundboard is an exclusive product that caters to Kiss fans. It doesn't cater to the mainstream. I look at these records in record stores out in the wild, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't imagine anybody but a Kiss fan buying this.
Yeah.
It's not a live or a live 2. The quality is iffy because it's a soundboard recording. Yeah. It's like a bootleg type recording. Yeah. That's the whole point. It's not made for the mainstream. So I think the first 5 that were released was sort of like a test run, rather. It was a test run. Let's see how it sold. And I don't think they sold very well to justify having a colored vinyl and a black vinyl and a CD, right? So I think it makes sense that it's only available on Kiss Online because only Kiss fans are going to buy it. So I'm not sure it's going to be released in the mainstream. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, for the CD, it's like they're probably thinking, well, let's take a gamble here and let's just put out this product, this record with the colored vinyl,
and see how it goes.
And let's see if people buy that. Because if we offer that and the CDs, people are going to opt for the cheaper version and get the CD and not get the record. If we don't give them that option, they go, you know what? I might as well just get the record. But what's happening is that people are going, I'm just not going to buy the record because they know it's going to be streamed. Yeah. So they're just going to listen to the stream, not buy the record. And I think that's what Universal is waiting for. Let's see what happens with those sales. And if it's not good enough, they're going to release the CD in the mainstream.
Yeah, what I can tell you is that if they had decided not to include the T-shirt on the bundle, maybe fans were going to buy the vinyl and the CD.
Yes.
Because it's the same price. You come up with the same price, for those two things.
I think most fans would have bought the vinyl and the CD, but there's a lot of fans that just can't. And they won't. They just want the CD. So it's unfortunate that they don't have an opportunity.
That's right.
Spend like only $15 on a CD.
Yeah.
But I could. It's almost like I could see what they're saying. It's like, yeah, but go to a streaming service, you get it there, so you still get to listen to it. You don't have to have that physical. But some fans want, like us, we want that physical product. Of course. Yeah. But I think that was the thinking behind this. But it doesn't justify it. It still doesn't make that much sense to me.
There you go.
I'm optimistic that I think that they're going to release a CD. I'm not so optimistic that they're going to release a black colored vinyl. I'm not so optimistic about that.
Okay. So let's try to end this short talk the way we started. So with a general question again. So fans are upset with the performance of Pophouse out of the gate. Okay. So some people are more upset than others, but it was a little bit of a disappointment. So we were excited for the prospects of 2025. So Pask, are you still excited?
Yes, I am. How can we not be? Think about it. We had nothing in 2024, and now we're starting to get products. Let's lower our expectations. Let's enjoy it for what it is. I like the idea that it's fun to anticipate what's coming up next. It's fun to wake up in the morning and go online. And it's like, is something going to be released?
Yeah.
I go on Facebook. I go on Kiss Online. Is something new being released? We didn't have that this past year.
Yeah.
And now something can be coming out at any time. The box set can still come out this month, even though they're releasing the off the Soundboard. I check every single day. So, and you know what? If I like what comes out, I'll buy it. If I don't, I don't buy it.
You don't buy it.
It's as simple as that. So yes, I'm still excited about it. Again, one final analogy, right? It's better to have loved than never have loved at all.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
Now, whether I like it or not, I'm excited that I have what I have. At least I have something to choose from. In 2024, we had nothing.
There was nothing.
Choose. Yeah, and now we do. So enjoy what we have for what it is.
Yeah. Good stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty much with you. In general terms, I'm happy that they released what they did. Then if we go into the details, of course, this is what we talked about in the short talk. But again, if you look back, we have to be happy that Kiss decided to pay tribute to Bruce and Eric with this release, okay? Because I think it was going to be even more disappointing if they come up with something, I don't know, from other lineup or something that that was kind of in the same era as what they released before. So I think they're listening. I think there's some maybe fine tuning to do, but as we always say, it will never make every fan happy. There will always be something, okay? There will always be something, and well, you have the power in your pocket, right? So if you want to buy, you buy it. If not, you don't, and that's it. It's not trying to kind of take whatever they come up with and be happy, but I think after being another analogy. So you haven't eaten for a year, okay? And then whatever you're going to have as the first meal is going to be awesome, right? So that's that's how we are now. But I'm hoping that this is going to be the start of many things coming up. There's going to be good things, better things, worst things, but at the end of the day, we want stuff to be released. That's what we always said. We wanted music. Well, we have music now.
Yeah.
The format of it, whether if it's a CD or vinyl, and if it comes or not with a T-shirt, well, I think it's in the details, I guess. It's in the details.
All right, Kiss Army, we heard what you had to say online on this issue, but I want to know what you think of our perspective. So please let us know. And in the meantime, like and subscribe and support the amazing guests we have on the Kiss Army Nation podcast. Talk soon. Bye.